Well, we didn't get to play the recording of Jesus because the batteries went dead. So we'll play it now. But before I start, since we've got another whole 10 minutes, this is reincarnation. Uh, Various people through history that believed in reincarnation. Henry David Thoreau. I lived in, check the time. I lived in Judea 1800 years ago, but I never knew that there was such a one as Christ among my contemporaries. Albert Einstein. I maintain that cosmic religious feeling is the strongest and noblest incitement to scientific research. Walt Whitman. And as for you, life, I reckon you are the leaving of many deaths. No doubt I have died myself 10,000 times before. Edison. And I'm not quoting the publications, but they're all listed. I cannot believe for a moment that life in the first instance originated on this insignificant little ball which we call Earth. The particles which combine to evolve living creatures on this planet of ours probably came from some other body elsewhere in the universe. Emerson. It is a secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterwards return again. Jesus is not dead, he is very well alive. Nor John nor Paul, nor Muhammad, nor Aristotle. At times we believe we have seen them all and could easily tell the names under which they go. Jung. He initially avoided addressing the possibility of reincarnation, but later in life he began his exploration and wrote, "This concept of rebirth necessarily implies the continuity of the personality. Here the human personality is regarded as continuous and accessible to memory, so that when one is incarnated or born, one is able, at least potentially, to remember that one has lived through previous existences, and that these existences were one's own, i.e. that they had the same ego form as the present life. As a rule, reincarnation means rebirth in a human body. What happens after death is so unspeakably glorious that our imagination and our feelings do not suffice to form even an appropriate conception of it. The dissolution of our time-bound form in eternity brings no loss of meaning." Cicero. The soul is a heavenly origin, forced down from its home in the highest, and so to speak buried in earth, a place quite opposed to its divine nature and immortality. It is again a strong proof of men knowing most things before birth, that when mere children they grasp the innumerable facts with such speed as to show that they are not taking them in for the first time, but remembering or recalling them. Caesar. He concluded that the Celts were fearless warriors due to their belief in reincarnation. He wrote, "They wish to inoculate us as one of their leading tenets, that souls do not become extinct, but pass from death, after death, from one body to another." James. "I am the same personal being who in old times upon the earth had those experiences." Huxley. "I am certain that I have been here, as I am now 1,000 times before, and I hope to return 1,000 times. Francis Bowen. "Why should it be thought incredible that the same soul should inhabit in succession an indefinite number of moral bodies? Even during this one life, our bodies are perpetually changing through a process of decay and respiration, which is so gradual that it escapes our notice. Every human being thus dwells successively in many bodies, even during one short life." And of course Patton was well known. I read in his biography how he could remember the terrain in France from the Crusades, the time of the Crusades, and he it helped him, he claimed, in his battles with the Germans. Okay, let's turn to the recording of Jesus. Hold on.
I do not speak. Roger Haskell, Roger Haskell. My blessed disciples.
Here he is.
I shall only keep you just for a few moments, disciples. I merely wanted to come to say that it is wonderful that so many of you have stayed on the path as you have in recent months and years. Long ago I had talked with some of the disciples who found the way very difficult to follow. And I remember having said unto them, the path will be thorny, and we cannot to carry it on sometimes. And these were the words that have been uttered by Agasha. And you know, disciples, I congratulate you, and I am mighty, mighty proud of Agasha in this 20th century trying to reach the people in the way that he is. And then to think that I endeavor to bring the universal understanding of God into mankind that has been so greatly misunderstood down through the ages. But be it as it is today, if Ganesha can fulfill his mission, and knowing that he will be able then to help many a suffering man upon the path, then I know that my efforts have not been in vain, nor his, nor yours. We've been able to help someone who needs us and needs us very much. Give forth light and love, disciples, and know then that when I lived, I brought forth light, and I ever bring light unto mankind today, and may you ever do the same for the universal Spirit God, and for humanity, and for your teacher, because that is the only way that we can see the light and have the illumination. Bless you, and this is Kraio. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, Kraio. Roger Haskell, the disciples, please. 1, 2, 3. Istamlang, ibland saibian grutto saibian kasayan lidera kasai. Ila me andre kabian kersevian och shavian me anine kasen. Ledri me an kolle saibian me kersaibian kersandra versayan. Ila me an kabian saibian me aniten. Ekwa saibian kolle saibian me kersandra versayan. Ila mandai imamangan kande saibian. Ila saibian ekre me sundre sai. And peace be unto all disciples. Now, blessed disciples, we have just about 48 or 72 hours, well, perhaps less than that, for the pinnacle. And some of you may have nightmares, bad dreams, foolish thoughts, foolish notions, tummy aches, headache, backache. What other kind of aches could you possibly have, blessed disciples? That's sufficient, isn't it, huh? Well, now I'm just teasing you to a certain extent, but I would like you to know that if you have anything that is rough between now and Monday, please remember that it is the flushing away of the vibrations that have been accumulating. It's the culmination of a lot of your action that has brought about naturally the result, and we flush it off. We just merely say, doesn't belong to me. And you can blame anything onto the pinnacle, but of course you must, as you usually do, I notice, but I want you to recognize one thing, disciples, that we're going to work now with the mind more than ever. The subject here, the